The Critshow contains elements of horror, fantasy violence, and adult language. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
While we did our Founders Weekend in Dallas.
Our chosen weekend.
I did a Founders Weekend. I don't know about you guys, but like...
You ran a Founders game during our chosen weekend?
Yeah, like at the same time it was a play.
It's a bit of a double dip, I think.
I think that's wage theft or time theft, whichever one.
I think it's both on my part.
So that's what you were doing in that office for like 3.5 hours.
That's why I was so exhausted. I was doing a play-by-post while I was trying to move around a dungeon. So when we did our chosen weekend in Dallas, one of the games we played was Root, and I came up with what I think may have been the funniest pun I've ever come up with in a game. And I didn't think anybody caught it or heard it, or maybe it wasn't as funny as I thought it was.
Oh, I can't wait to find out which.
Because I said it, and then there was a few seconds where I was like, oh man. And then Jake repeated it and started laughing. So I was like, oh, okay, good. I'm glad somebody caught it. So like hours later after we got home, I looked at him and I was like, thank you for catching that, by the way. And it was while we were playing Root. And for anybody that doesn't know, it's a very cute, like your little woodland animals, but you know, it's kind of Redwall-esque. Like you have little characters, but there's a town and a city and a Mouse King and all this stuff. But my character was trying to get the Mouse King to endorse his peanut butter that he sells. And I was trying to bargain with him to get him to give an endorsement for it. And I asked him to not send me any seeds and a sticks letters.
I got it.
I don't think I heard it.
I just didn't laugh.
She's like, I didn't think it was funny. Jake, I thought it was hilarious. And Jake thought it was funny. So I was like, okay, if I got one person out there,
yeah.
that's all that matters.
I did not hear that.
I didn't hear it either.
You monsters. Let that be a lesson to you.
To be fair, that character talks in a wild voice. So
It is
heard
a possum.
I may have thought like it was just a speech.
You just genuinely tripped over your words. That's fair.
Anyway, I'm hilarious. So that's the point of the story. Kim's like, I don't know about
that.
Roll. In that same game, we got to a point where Tass just gave up.
I did.
And I think we had a weekend of that.
We really did, didn't we?
Where you get to a point where either as I think it happens as the game master more frequently that you just go, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, yep, yes.
Why not?
Yes to everything.
Yeah,
please keep moving.
You do that.
Well, okay. As the players,
yeah.
If you are, kind of pressing up against the walls of the box that you're playing in, right? Like you're not playing comfortably within the box. Occasionally you push out there and you see what happens. But the walls don't reform, right? They just get further and further out.
Dude.
And so at some point, the GM just has to let the box break. Like
it's true. For example, let's say you're trying to work your way, like sneak into a prison to break somebody out. So instead of any traditional way you might think about it, you go to the warden and offer to help them throw a rave.
Yeah.
There's a point where you just go, roll it, I guess.
What was the, I don't want to go too much into the specifics of our Dread game, but what was the plaque that ended up being put up?
The Hugh Jackman Memorial Sex Room.
It makes sense. If you were there, it makes sense.
If you were there, it makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
It's like that. Have you guys ever read like the commencement speech that Bill Watterson gave, like the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, where he talks about, working all these jobs and following your passions, and like once you get there, you look back and you're like, yes, of course, this is always where I was meant to end up. But it doesn't seem like it while you're on the path. Yeah, same thing. We ended up at Hugh Jackman Memorial Sex Room, and looking back, we were like, of course, this is where this was destined to go.
This is where this game of Dread had to end.
It was the only way it could have ever happened.
Yep.
Well, just a reminder for everybody, if you partake in the Halloween,
Partake in the Halloween.
we have got our Crit or Treat contest going on. If you have got a picture of yourself in your Halloween costume, or your pet, or sometimes people submit their kids or their cousins, but make sure it's okay for us to share those online. Send that to us by Friday, November the 3rd. You can either send that to us at the castofthecritshowpodcast.com, or you can tag us on social media.
Wherever we are, whatever Twitter or X is being called itself nowadays.
Yeah.
You can also mail physical copies to the Hugh Jackman Memorial Sex Room.
The little one that just fell out of the truck, we have to make sure that they're okay, or else whoever Megan's talking to won't let Aurora go.
All right, on it. And I want to roll out the back and start running towards the kid that is on the ground.
Yeah, you run up to him and he is on the ground, face down.
I'm gonna do my best to scoop him up. The only way I can think to do this, to try to do it safely, is to get one arm around his waist and one hand over his mouth to try to clamp it shut.
You reach down and you go to scoop him up. He is unconscious, and you're able to run him towards the front door.
The pit in my stomach.
But as you start to run towards the house, the other Buckley has gotten up and recovered from that shotgun blast and starts charging towards you.
I think I throw the truck back in reverse and start accelerating towards that Buckley enough to get him to blanch, to have to consider that he might get run over if he stays on his course.
Okay.
I rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Woo!
This truck flies backwards, and you see the Buckley who is sprinting towards Tass stops and takes 4 or 5 steps back as the truck slams into the back of Tass, knocking him to the ground and clamping the younger Buckley's mouth shut on Tass's finger. Tass, the prophecy is fulfilled.
Yay!
You feel
bad. I feel
Yeah,
bad.
One finger lighter.
What do we think a pinky weighs? A couple ounces?
Which hand was it?
Which hand, Tass?
Yeah, which hand did you? If you grab a kid around the waist, around the mouth, and trying to get him not to scream.
Which one do you prioritize for the mouth covering?
Left, because I feel like I'd have more control
Of
with
the body
the right.
with the right, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, left pinky it is, and there is a large truck idling over you.
And you hear, whoops, from within the cab.
Also from the tab. Are you okay, Tass?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm hopping out of the cab, though. I know that other
Yeah.
Buckley is still in play.
Yeah.
So I'm getting out of the cab and facing him, and I've got a little bit of fire dancing on my hands. And I'm like, all right, no sudden moves. Just chill.
He charges you.
I fireball.
Yeah, roll kick some ass.
8.
All right, how much damage does that do?
That is 5 harm, but I did not get a 10+, so the fire can spread.
You take 1 point of harm as the Buckley just lands his forehead directly into your sternum, knocking you back.
Is it armor defeating?
It is not.
All right. Then my enchanted clothing shall protect me.
Nice. Kim.
I want to whip out my sensor and just try to hit him in the chest or something to try to drive him back away from Jake.
Are you trying to hurt him or are you trying to move him away from Jake?
I suppose I'm trying to hurt him.
Okay.
That is an 8.
All right, how much harm does your sensor do?
2 harm.
You take 1 point of harm as he pivots and kicks out at you.
So that makes me unstable and dying. So I think something happens.
Oh, yes. It is time.
Yeah, this is the move that I got from my Do as the Supernatural do. This is my gift from Strom. This is called Curse of the Pharaoh. Whenever I am unstable and dying, I roll 1d6, which then unleashes a random 10 Commandments-esque plague upon the scene.
What?
All right, why don't you roll me a d6?
Okay. 6.
Jake, you see that Kim takes this hit and she starts to bleed a little more. And as the blood hits the ground, everywhere around you starts to shake and rumble, and the earth starts to crack all around you, around this house, around the car. Tass, underneath the truck, you feel the earth starting to shake and crack open.
I gotta get this kid in. That's what I was told, that we gotta make sure that he stays okay. So same thing. I'm just trying to get back out and up into the door.
All right, yeah, roll act under pressure.
Okay. 12.
All right, yeah, you are able to get up and move through this earthquake and get Jamie into the house. You carry him into the house, and as soon as you step in, you can see a very large pig woman standing at the end of the hallway, and behind her you can see Megan.
I set him down immediately. He bumped his head, but he's fine.
Jamie, you get over here. You mind your mama.
And I want to pap the back of his head to try to get him to spit out my pinky.
It just makes him swallow it.
Tass, we forgot to go through this. Maybe you should take some damage for having had a pinky bit off.
Oh, we're so far past that.
It wouldn't make sense to go back
That's
now.
true.
He's like,
The
I've got a lot of adrenaline.
He's not adrenaline.
That's fair. That's fair.
Have him, have him,
No, that hurt me.
I think just 1 point, though.
That's fair.
I mean,
Not-
like you as a person have 7. That's not a lot. So
Yeah,
a pinky
I'll take
can't
that.
be more than 1.
Hold on. So if it's a harm per finger, then we get 7 fingers bitten off and we die
I think that might track.
Yeah, that's a
I
lot
think
of
I would
blood.
want to.
from the emotions.
That's a
and
lot of
the
that's a lot
fear.
of holes to plug at the same time when you've got blood.
A lot of loss of blood.
Which 3 would you keep if you had to lose 7?
A thumb and a pointer finger on
For
one
sure,
hand,
yeah.
and the middle finger on the other.
Yeah.
I think on the other hand, a pinky.
Just so you can
A
be
pinky?
dainty.
This so you can like.
Be fancy. all the
Like
time.
sometimes you gotta like scratch the upper corner of the inside of your ear, and that big finger might be too much.
You get tools for that.
I bet, but
Specific.
But how do you use them?
I know what you mean.
I need the littlest one for access.
yeah, or like getting gunk out of my eye, or I don't know. I think I want the little one for ease of access.
So I took my damage.
As he crosses the room, there is a moment where the two of you see this whole hallway light up gold for just a brief second, and it seems like it emanated from his eyes, and he is huddled up against his grandmother's leg.
Think my eyes go wide and I reach out to Tass telepathically. Tass, did he bite you?
I just lean down the hallway and wave at her with one finger missing.
Oh no.
Outside, that Buckley has taken this hit from Kim, and the ground has started to shake as he returned in kind, and you can see that he is trying to make his way towards you again, Jake, over the shaking ground. And you can actually feel that it's starting to slow a little bit.
I want to watch him for a moment where it seems like he's like going to lose his footing and fall a direction so that I could put up a lightning wall right there where he's about to fall into.
Yeah, roll kick some ass.
That's a 7.
All right, you put this wall up, and it is between you and he falls through the lightning wall. How much damage does he take?
2.
And as he passes through, he falls into you, and you take 1 point of magical electricity damage from becoming his grounding point for a second.
No.
But he hits the ground, and he is not breathing. Back inside, Jamie has just huddled up next to his grandmother, and she's now looking back at you, Megan.
Okay, that's my side.
All right, so talk.
Where are the keys to her cage?
What do you expect I'm going to do? Won't you leave here with her?
Well, I suppose that depends on how the rest of our conversation goes, but right now my main concern is making sure she's not kept in a cage. I need to know that she is going to be safe.
All right, Megan, roll manipulate somebody. And because of your book, you can use this on a monster.
3. I had originally come in here with the intent of just like breaking open the cage
Mhm.
and getting her out, but if there's a potential to like do this smoothly, I think I've got to take it. So yeah, I think I'm going to spend a point of luck.
She looks at you for a long moment and then reaches into her pocket on the front of the apron and throws you a small keyring.
I'll take the key and unlock the cage.
Aurora stands up and stretches and then very quickly moves behind you.
Hi, honey, you're going to be okay. Okay, just stay behind me.
Okay.
And I'll turn back to face Mrs. Buckley. So this whole kidnapping people and eating them thing, we can't let it continue.
Like I said before, anything like that, you're going to have to talk to my husband.
Where's he?
They're over getting the space ready.
They?
Yeah.
Who else?
Who the fuck are you? Why are you talking shitty to me? I'm talking to this lady right here. You put that attitude away before I crammed up your ass.
Oh,
I'll put
shit.
the attitude away, but I'm keeping the shotgun out.
I don't care about a shotgun.
I got me one of them.
I got them all over this house.
Don't know, yours is gold. That seems ostentatious to me.
Doesn't seem very reliable.
Very soft.
Very soft metal.
Soft metal for a ballistic device.
Oh my god, my gun's been melting with every shot I've taken.
Yeah.
This is so impractical.
It's gold plated. They're not. There's no
It's
way.
gold
you
fill
got a
at
solid
best.
gold.
Nope, it's slag. Sorry.
My husband and my eldest and his wife.
Okay, so if we talk to them and they agree,
That's not going to happen.
what do you mean that's not going to happen?
They're very stuck in their ways. Menfolk of the family.
But not you.
I got a soft spot here for my boy Jamie. Old Dodger says it's a bit of a weakness. Shouldn't show that kind of love to a boy, but I don't know, something about him gets to me in a way not many things do. I consider making a deal with you if it means that him and me's safe, but I promise you, any kind of deal you make with me, boy, they're not gonna give two shits.
I don't want anything bad to happen to your grandson. I don't want anything bad to happen to any of you, really. But like I said, we can't let this continue.
Edgar, he's not gonna stop. Well, he's not gonna stop till Dodger's in charge, and then Dodger's not gonna stop unless somebody stops him.
Is there anything that could change their mind?
Whatever is in him, it's in all of us, but it's stronger in them. It gets passed along. Not quite an obsession, but ain't nothing gonna change the way they see the world. Just things to eat.
Yeah, I know what that's like. I know how strong it is. But you can always change how you see the world. At least we've got to try. So we'll do what we can with them. But if at least you agree that there's a chance we can talk something out and you won't continue this destruction, we can find a different way for you to eat. One that doesn't include kidnapping and killing people. Then you and your grandson can survive this.
You all seem like you're used to seeing strange things in the world. We can smell them. There's a lot of weirdness out there. I think the people's just, I don't know, habit. Whatever that voice is they got inside of them wants it. I don't particularly care for it. Jamie here, he ate something we found, about half a mile from here. This boy breathed fire for about 3 days.
What did you eat?
He looks at you and he doesn't talk. He just hugs tighter against her.
Some big old lizard he found in the cave. There's things in this world got strange powers,
I just kind of hold out my hand that still has that Jinx energy ready to go if I need to use it. Yeah, real weird.
Yeah. That truck's still working?
Last I checked.
I expect Rennie is dead.
All of them that came after us.
That's what I mean. They're not, I don't want to say it like me. Not nothing special, but maybe Jamie is. But Dodger and Edgar, Ellie, they're going to be the same way. But I think Jamie and I, we hop up on in that truck and make some miles. Dangest thing, I got in that car. I think I forgot my cell phone. Couldn't make no calls, let anybody know anything unusual going on.
Do I have any indication that this might be a trap?
No, I'm not that you don't have any indication, but no, you get that she's being sincere.
I think that sounds fair. I'll have to see if everyone else is on board, but I think we can make that work.
Well, you go talk to your friends, see what they got to say. I'm going to maybe go upstairs for a minute, get a few things together.
Okay.
Come on, Jamie.
And they both head past you, Tass, and up the stairs. And as they go, you hear the little boy muttering something to his grandma about being the only ones left at the end of the day.
Whoa.
I want to lean down and pick up Aurora and just kind of like hold her against me. Just hold on tight. Put your arms around my neck.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Tass, do you want to call Harlow and see if she can get out here to pick Aurora up?
Absolutely.
And yeah, go outside to find Jake and Kim.
The earth, as you step down off of the stoop of this house, is cracked and shattered everywhere. The truck is kind of tilted a bit with one tire down inside of a small fissure.
Oh my gosh, what happened out here?
I think I did that.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not great. Yeah, I think Mom gave me one hell of a defense mechanism. I got hurt real bad, and then I started an earthquake.
I think I've stepped out onto the porch with the cell phone.
Yeah, you get an answer. She says that she will be right out.
Outstanding, thank you. And snap it shut and run over to Kim and get my med kit off of my belt.
Okay, yeah. Roll medic.
Okay. Damn, you made all this happen, huh?
Yeah, I mean, not on, purpose. I felt really bad and then made it happen, but I wasn't specifically thinking earthquake. It just kind of happened.
Well, hey, it looked like it helped.
Oh my God, your finger!
Yeah, I'll deal with that in a minute. And I rolled a 7.
All right, so Kim, you can either stabilize or heal 2.
Man, I think I have to stabilize.
Okay.
All right, everyone, we got some choices to make here. So Grandma and the little boy are willing to just get out of town, I guess, and stop all of this. But the other 3 that are at the cave place or whatever, she says they're not going to stop. There's no reasoning with them.
For what it's worth, I believe her too. I mean, Megan knows better than I do, but just to have both perspectives of listening to her, she's willing to protect that kid. And if they say they're not going to eat people anymore, I believe that that's more important to her to keep that kid safe. I don't like letting somebody get by with atrocities, but I believe her.
I mean, we can check in on her later and make sure that she's keeping her word.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, he's just 9 years old, and this is the life that he's been brought up into. This is what he's known, and I think that if there's a chance for that to change, we should make sure that he has that option.
How are we going to track him back down later?
Well, Selena could smell them, right? Or sense them.
Yeah, she said they all have that energy, that potential devourer energy, but some of them have it much stronger than others. And Edgar, who I think is the current patriarch, and Dodger, who seems to be taking over, as well as his wife, Ellie, I think she said, they're all preparing, and they're all hardcore into this, so.
That kid had a vision. After he took my finger, he thinks that they're going to be the last 2 by the end of the day, which I don't hate that implication on our part, but that's pretty rough after taking a bite out of me and that kid having to see that.
We can offer to help her as well, give her some information, and if they need help getting set up somewhere, we could do our best to make this new way of life successful for them. I don't think it's fair for us to just come in and say, hey, you have to stop, and then not do anything to make that transition easier if they're willing to change.
Okay, so figure out where they're planning to go, and then just touch base with them later once the dust settles here.
Yeah, we can give them IPT contact information and have Selena help track them down later. And so we have communication both ways.
Am I getting any insight from any of the gods on how any of them would want me to act in this scenario? Do any of them have a preference on a decision here?
They don't, unless you think one would. You got something?
No, not particularly. I didn't know if letting them go was a defender thing or an anarchist thing. Just letting them run wild without oversight would be like an anarchist boon. I don't know.
I think that if you had, and this might still be an option, but having saved Aurora, if you were then just to piss off, that might be an anarchist thing, leaving the Buckleys to do what they do. But I don't think it triggers anything for the anarchist because what she has said to Megan seems to ring true, that eating people doesn't do anything for them, that it's just whatever it is about the patriarch, it's something that they need. And so everyone else just, it's part of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're sort of cutting a deal with her, right? So a deal is kind of intrinsically not anarchy.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I hate bureaucracy.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's get them informed and get them out of here and then head for that cave.
Yeah, you said Harlow is coming to pick up Aurora, right?
Yep, on the way.
Okay, great. I think Grandma is hoping to take the truck out of here.
Do we think any of the vehicles here still run?
Or if Jason has ours back on its feet, tires.
Yeah, how far of a jaunt is it? I mean, it's would it even be drivable to get from here to that cave?
You definitely drive to a location to be closer to it to finish the walk.
Or we give her our car, and then we just take the truck since it's a little better off-road.
They'll love what's in the trunk.
I mean, it's already basically in a trough, so.
Oh, my God. I will, as they're getting ready, I'll call Jason as well.
You hear beeping as he answers. Hello?
Hey, what's the sitch there? You guys okay?
Yeah, just trying to figure out how to flip a car with a couple of wreckers.
That answers my question. Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, we're good. Mostly, Aurora is safe. We are about to hand her off to Harlow. We'll fill you in on the rest later.
You got Aurora. What else is there to do?
There's more Buckleys.
Man, ain't that always the way.
Yep.
Okay, how about this? We all get in the truck. We go to the nearest point to where we have to walk, and then they take the truck after that. And then if we win, we call for a ride. And if we don't win, it's not a problem anymore. So it doesn't matter.
I like this plan. This is a good plan.
Yeah, and about this time, she comes out with Jamie, and she's got 2 suitcases.
Packing these up might be a little premature, but I figured better ready than not ready. What's the consensus?
I think we have a plan. I'm sorry. What is your name?
Rosie.
Rosie. I'm Megan.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Sorry, it's just I wish it was under better circumstances.
Oh, there's not much better circumstances when it comes to our family.
Well,
It's probably the best one you could have got.
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so we are willing to make this deal with you if you want to take Jamie and get out of Dodge and kind of, I guess, reform your diet. We'll be checking in to make sure that that is the case and give you our contact information as well in case you need help getting set up.
Oh, sure. We got a little place not too far, a little higher in the mountains. I used to go hunting at. We'll just stay there for now.
Okay, that sounds good. Let me, and I reach in my pockets, get a pen, and I'll hand her the IPT phone number.
Okay.
Contact information. Call this number if you need any help. We'll know how to find you, so we'll come check in on you eventually here.
That's a bit ominous. You like a big brother eye in the sky kind of thing?
Not exactly, just we know somebody who kinda has the same vibe as y'all, and she can kind of sense where y'all are, so
Oh.
yeah, that's kind of how we found you in the first place. Now that I know I don't need to spend him on her, can I use one of the Jinx holds that I had prepared to recharge my hummingbird necklace?
Oh, yeah.
I've got my med kit out and I'm just bandaging up my hand. And actually, as I'm doing that, I would like to go over and just hunker down near Jamie. Hey, bud.
Sorry about that. I got hit in the back of the head and my jaw dang old clamped shut.
I know, bud. I'm not mad. I want you to know that.
Oh, okay.
This was sort of meant to be.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. I just want to let you know I'm not mad, and I want you to make me let's call it a pinky promise. Yeah, that I'm the last bit of people you ever eat.
There's a lot of better things anyway.
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right.
Me ma, she could cook.
That's awesome. That's good to know. So we've got that little promise, and you're a strong kid, strong family. You can do a lot of good in the world, and I hope you get raised to see that. We'll see you again sometime, Jamie, and we'll do something more fun than all this, okay?
All right.
Cool, man.
And Tass, as you stand up from Jamie, you see headlights coming in your direction, and it is Constable Harlow. And as soon as she steps out of the car, you see that Aurora runs to her and latches onto her.
We've more or less got everything in control here. We've got another stop, so just get her home. They won't be bothering her or her family anymore.
Will do. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you. You've helped us out so much.
And she helps Aurora into the car, and they drive away.
All right, let's get going.
Yeah.
She and Jamie get into the truck, and she fires it up.
Do you mind dropping us off as close to the cave as possible before you head out to the mountains?
Oh, sure. Just drop you off at the edge of town. Get on in.
Hop into the back.
Yeah.
She drives you out of the Buckley estate through town, and she drops you off at the closest point that she knows of to the cave. And she sticks her hand out the window and points.
They're kind of rough, but about 300 yards out that way straight. There's some paths that wind around that can get you there a bit slower, but you all seem capable.
Weird question, but you got any advice for us?
Edgar, he never wanted to back down. Thinks everything's his responsibility. Might be able to work something out if you challenge him one-on-one.
Oof.
And Jake, I think you hear that, and you have the impression that if you were to challenge the patriarch, the challenger would be satiated.
I'll do it.
Oh, shit. Wait,
buddy.
whoa, what? Wait, hold on. What?
One-on-one, Jake.
Yeah, I've got to earn the favor of the gods. This is a good way to do it.
Oh, shit.
And if I lose, I expect that you won't then let the monsters go loose regardless.
No,
So,
yeah, no. Hell no.
Do we know how long we've got before this ritual pops off? Because I could maybe use a little bit of, gesturing at some of my wounds. Just a little bit of patching up before we go if I'm going to toe-to-toe this.
Yeah, Rosie looks at the dashboard on the truck.
They'll be expecting family to show up. If it gets to midnight, they'll still start without us, but they won't start early.
What time is it
What
now?
time is it now?
10:30.
Oh, yeah. All right.
We got a second.
Rosie, I'm sorry about your family. I wish it didn't have to be this way.
Yeah, that's the damnest thing about family. You don't really realize it can be a different way until you see it done a different way.
Well, let's mark this as the new way.
And she drives away.
All right, Jake, this is going to be a little awkward as well because I'm missing a finger, but did all right with Kim, so hold still, and I'll see if I can patch him up a little.
All right, roll medic.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I have to use another luck. I'm not going to chance hurting him right now. I rolled snake eyes again.
All right.
So you heal both of those harm and stabilize if you weren't.
All right, feeling ready to go.
I want to go over to Kim and pull out my What I Like About You book and use... Oh, how many points of harm do you have, Kim?
I have 4.
Yikes. I will use 3 charges to heal Kim for 3 points of harm.
Okay.
All right, which one do I need to challenge?
Edgar. He's the current patriarch, and Dodger is planning on chomping him up and taking his power.
Edgar and Dodger sound like junkyard dogs.
It just made me think of Oliver.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
she's a big Charles Dickens fan.
Okay, let's head up there. We get eyes on them. I will issue my challenge. I guess you guys just be ready, like, in case they do not, in fact, honor the challenge.
Right.
Start marching towards the cave.
All right. It doesn't take long, and you are able to find the large stone that blocks the entrance to the cave.
Is there a doorbell or ring cam? Or...
I fire my shotgun into the air.
I don't think anything happens.
Huh.
I mean, we're like out in like the woods. I don't know. Megan, do you think you could move the rock?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I think you were able to move this rock. No problem. Megan gets this moved with her telekinesis, and in front of you, you see a very long tunnel that descends down into the ground at a fairly steep angle. It is mud on all sides and very loose stone on the floor, and there are torches every 10 feet or so.
I just sort of holler into the tunnel. Little pig, let me in.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, just piss them off. Just rile them up before we go in there.
People fight worse when they're mad.
I don't know that that's true for all people.
It's true for me.
Does there seem to be any response to his call?
No.
I want to try to tune in.
You don't get anything yet.
Oh, no.
What?
I tried to reach out, and either they have some sort of magical barrier like we had, or they are a long ways down there.
I imagine the ritual is going on in a chamber that's dedicated to the devourer. It could be that god powers don't mix well.
I guess we should take a little stroll, and I'll move in.
I'll kind of keep that ability up and ready so that if it is a distance thing, when we do get close enough, it'll ping us. So I'll know one way or another.
Okay. It's long. After 8 or 9 minutes, you see a door at the end of this hallway. It is large in wood and ornate.
Hey, I've seen this door. I hold up the key. Who wants to do the honors?
Yeah, sure.
I'll hand it to him.
Yeah, you open the door, and you very distinctly feel a little rush of magic go past all of you in this hallway as the door is opened. And inside is a very large room. It is 3 stories high, just a big open dome of a room. It has really beautifully carved floors, pillars, and wood and stone on the walls. At the center of it is a very long, ornate table, and on the sides of the room are large candelabras and additional tables with serving utensils and dishes all over them. There is a large fireplace at the far end of the room with some overstuffed chairs there, and you can see that there are 2 people sitting in those chairs.
I will march in, and I will just point in that direction and yell, Edgar Buckley, I challenge you!
There are 3 gasps.
It's us. It's the 3 of us.
A woman, pig person, pops up from underneath the table in the middle of the room, and she has got a dust rag and a spray bottle, and the 2 people at the fireplace stand up in turn. One of them, much younger looking, is about 6.5 feet tall, 4 feet wide. He is big. The man standing next to him is slightly smaller, much older looking, but he is just covered in kind of ropey muscles. You can see them kind of twitching underneath his shirt and down his arms as he stands up and walks towards you. He has got one tusk that is completely clean and polished. The other one is capped with a golden tip.
What the hell are you talking about? Challenging me? Who the hell are you?
My name is Jake. My team and I are the reason that none of the rest of your family will be attending the ceremony tonight. I know you're the patriarch. I can see from your scars that you've been in a scrap or two, and I believe you're capable. And I want to look at the son, but I don't think he is. I challenge you to become the patriarch.
Oh! That's us hyping Jake up. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Dodger starts to step forward, and his dad puts a hand out on his chest and stops him.
And I put a hand out on Jake's chest and stop him. Say,
Hold me
"Bro,
back.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Wait, no, bro. If you become the patriarch, does that mean Dodger eats you later?
No, I'm not
Don't mean he has to eat
He's
Edgar.
gonna eat Edgar.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat Edgar.
But the patriarch doesn't. Edgar is the patriarch. He doesn't eat himself.
Well, no, if I beat him in a fight, then I eat him and I become patriarch.
Then you. Oh, okay. So you're like you want Dodger's spot.
Yeah, I'm taking...
Yeah.
Okay.
And then his son later would
'Cause,
have to eat him.
Then
'cause,
your son will eat
Yeah,
you.
but I need to prove to Edgar that
Just like the gods.
that I
God,
deserve even
you're
a
in the
chance at this.
God, okay. And I take my hand off of his chest and look very confident at the group.
I feel like normally that kind of thing would be something that go through my son. But he's not quite the patriarch yet. He don't get to make that call. Ooh, boy, I'll fight you.
I'm nodding. I'm as he's he don't get to make that call. I'm yeah, you're goddamn right, he doesn't.
Oh.
Oh boy. Before all this goes down, I want to throw my arms around Jake like I'm giving him a hug for good luck, and then very quickly whisper in his ear, the first time he charges you, it's going to be from the left, so just prepare for that. And I want to give him my last charge of advantage on the next thing he tries to do.
Nice.
So what exactly is the stakes here? You win, you become the patriarch of what remains of our family?
Yeah.
What if I win?
Well, then you get to do your ceremony tonight, because otherwise we're just going to kill all of you. So if you win, you get to add me, and depending on how you fare against the rest of them, probably also them to your feast.
Wow. Rude.
All right.
He holds his hand out,
Shake.
I shake.
and you feel a bit of a magical binding between the two of you. And also, I think that inherently in this moment that from the challenger's point of view, if somebody interferes, that's not winning fair and square. It's not necessarily about winning, but yeah, just you have this sense of what it means to challenge another person to a duel, essentially.
Okay. I think I'm looking around the room here, looking for advantages, trying to get an eye on things that I could hide behind, utilize as weapons, cause damage with, bait him into, just getting the lay of the land before we start.
Yeah, why don't you roll read a bad situation?
Okay. 11.
All right, you get a hold 3.
I'm holding them for now. I just want to have my eyes out so that as we get into this fight, I am more prepared.
Okay.
I know what to look for.
His son moves over to the middle of the room, and he grabs the large wooden table and, with not a whole lot of effort, drags it off to the side so there's a big open area in the middle. And Edgar takes his shirt off, and he pulls the metal cap off of his tusk, and you can see that it's just a jagged edge at the end of it.
I think this is going to be fun.
I agree. So how do we start this? Checkered flag? Countdown?
He lowers down kind of into a sprinter's stance.
I suppose first one to flinch.
And so I think this is like a gunfighter moment. Just the two of you squaring off to see which one makes the first move.
Okay. Boy, especially if he's in a sprinter stance, I ain't going to move first.
Okay.
Because I know what I'm going to do. So I'm just waiting for him to start charging me.
Yeah, I think after a moment, he does.
I throw up a wall of fire in front of me.
All right, roll kick some ass.
With your advantage.
That's a 9.
I assume helping out would we know that would even if it's minor things
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would not fair.
I mean, unless you could find some way to do it where, how do I say this? In a way that Jake wouldn't know he was being helped out.
Mm.
And not willful ignorance, but
yeah, I don't think
Yeah, but wouldn't gods be able to track that?
this is more so about where Jake is at.
Yeah.
How much damage does that do?
That is 4 harm.
He charges through this wall of fire and catches you on the side as he goes by. It is a glancing blow, but it is with that ragged tusk. So you take 1 point of damage. It is armor defeating.
Okay. I want to spend one of my read a bad situation hold to ask what's most vulnerable to me.
You saw that he was vulnerable to this fire in the moment, but it went out much faster on him than it did on his children. you get the impression that he's absorbing a bit of whatever you use, so switching it up would keep him vulnerable to your magics.
Okay.
As he passes you, he skids to a halt and turns and goes to grab you around the waist.
In the interest of like switching it up and keeping him on his toes, just like fucking jump and like kick off of his chest, like to push myself away from him with a jump kick instead of like a magic spell or anything.
Yeah. Is this to get away from him?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, roll act under pressure.
6.
You hop into the air and press your foot against his chest, and very quickly he grabs a hold of it and continues your momentum up and then slams you down into the ground. 2 points of damage, not armor defeating, but he has got you by the ankle and he starts to kind of spin in place.
Just like Mario.
I want to put on my mask to turn into a monkey so that I slip out of his grip.
Oh my god.
Yeah, why don't you give me an act under pressure to get this mask out and slap it on?
Eventually I'll roll well. Not yet. That's a 6 again.
Oh.
As you go to reach for this and get it out of your bag, you're moving so quickly that you feel it slip out of your hand and tumble onto the ground. He lets go of you, and you... Jake, give me a roll luck.
Ooh, boxcars.
All right. He lets go of you as he is spinning around, and you fly into one of the chairs, shattering it. It seems like he just missed his mark of trying to throw you into the fireplace. He puts his hands on his knees and laughs a bit and starts to trot in your direction.
I grab 2 of the parts of this broken chair, and I like wave him around real fast, like I'm going to fight him with him. And I just kind of like impotently throw both of them at his chest and try to shoot him with a lightning blast instead.
All right. Yeah, roll kick some ass.
10.
All right. What is your extra effect?
I want to force him where I want him.
Where do you want him?
I want him in the fireplace.
Fair. Roll another d6 for me.
Whoa. 4.
And how much damage does your lightning blast do?
3.
He goes tumbling into the fireplace, and you see this fire spread over him as the electricity on his skin starts to die down, and you can see again that he is absorbing a bit of this, but even the timing of that electricity followed by that fire seems to help negate some of that, and he crawls his way back out of the fireplace.
This is as good as I've gotten in a while.
As he is crawling out of the fireplace, like when he gets in front of it, I want to try and cast a spell on him to hold him in place.
All right, roll use magic.
11.
All right, what's your effect?
Trap a specific person, minion, or monster.
Yeah, you lock him down, and you get the sense that this will not hold him particularly long. The magic from this is rolling over his body, and you can see it kind of flaking off and going into him and feeding him a bit.
That's fine. I'm not trying to keep him here long. I am trying to kind of cheese that same combination. Like, I'm just trying to keep rotating what's hitting him when. So, like, lightning, fire, arcane, and now I'm just going to try to lightning him into the fire again. Like, just get that same 1-2 punch.
Okay, so you're going to try to, like, release him from the spell right as you hit him with the lightning?
Yeah.
I think, give me an act under pressure for this.
Okay. That's my good one, so that's great. That is a 10.
Yeah.
What is the damage of your lightning bolt again? 3?
Yes.
Roll me another d6.
Okay. 3.
He falls back into the fireplace again as he is hit by this lightning, and he lets out a roar this time, and you see his back foot go against the back wall of the fireplace as he pushes off towards you.
I don't know if I can spin another one of my hold if this is relevant. Can I ask what's my best way out? Just like I've got a charging, I was going to say bull, but like a pig running me down. Like, what's my best direction to go to get out of this?
Successful act under pressure, probably.
Okay.
No, I think the thing that would probably throw him the most is if you went at him and under him.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I pull out my ritual knife that I don't think I've used literally a single time so far.
Yeah.
And I start to run at him, and I just kind of like toss it up in the air as I slide down under his legs in the hopes of like drawing his gaze upward as I go low and under.
Yeah, so give me an act under pressure, and you do get the +1 from your acting out on what you have discovered here.
God, awful. 5.
You go to slide under him, and he brings both fists down on you. That is 3 points of damage, not armor defeating, but he puts his full heft behind this and slams you and slams into you as you are on the ground.
All right, I become unstable, but I also level up.
Woo!
Oh boy.
Too bad this isn't like a video game where you regain your hit points when you.
Yeah.
It's not like a burst of golden light around me.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you gonna take?
I'm going to take +1 cool.
Okay.
Get me to a goose egg.
Nice. Edgar is standing above you, and he raises his foot to stomp down on you.
I've done horizontal walls before, so I'm just gonna throw a firewall like right above me between me and him.
Okay. Roll kick some ass.
Oh. There are not enough bonuses in the world to get my snake eyes to a success. I think I'm going to spend a point of luck on this one.
Oh my God.
All right. What is your extra effect?
I need this guy to die ASAP, so I'm going to inflict terrible harm.
All right. And how much is that in toto?
5.
All right. He raises his leg and stomps down on you. It passes through this barrier of fire. Again, you take 3 points of damage, not armor defeating.
All right. Well, the wall provides me 1, and my enchanted clothing provide me another.
And you see that his leg is very badly burned. It does not seem to be absorbing the same way that it was before.
I want to try and cast a spell to do something beyond human limitations.
All right, roll use magic.
I'm back. 7.
All right, what is your effect and what is your glitch?
Oh my gosh.
My effect is to do one thing that is beyond human limitations. Just like while he's standing over me, I'm trying to just like 2 foot up kick him, just as hard as I can, blast him up and away from me.
Okay.
And my glitch is, boy, I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of these make a ton of sense for this effect. Has a problematic side effect?
You kick into him and you are both knocked to far sides of the room. When that magic connects with him, something about all the energy he's been absorbing from your different kinds of attacks seems to spark between the two of you and just blow you in opposite directions for a moment. He gets up and stretches a bit.
I was right. This is going to be a good one. You tough son bitch. I'm not going to lie. You looking pretty rough, though.
Well, I ain't dead yet. Let's go.
He doesn't charge at you. He gets a little low and he starts to work his way around the room, keeping his body facing towards you and inching in as he goes.
Is there anything hanging from the ceiling?
Yeah, there is a large chandelier in the middle of the room.
Perfect. I want to just kind of counter circle him until he is about to pass underneath that. And then I want to fire a little lightning blast at it so that it falls on him.
All right, give me an act under pressure with that improved cool.
Yeah, that real good cool. Wow. Actually, I got a 12.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
He, at the last second, darts towards you, and you are able to send off a shock towards that chandelier, and it falls. Give me a d6.
1.
It crashes down onto him, and you can see that he is tangled up in it a bit, but he is pulling it apart.
Before he does, I just want to blast him with a fireball.
Roll kick some ass.
10.
What's your extra effect?
I need him to fucking die, so I'm going to do terrible harm again.
All right, so how much harm is that?
6 now.
This fireball hits him, and the metal and the crystal in the chandelier all melts into a slag and forms over the parts of his body as it cools, and he stops moving. You do take a point of strain from this.
I collapse on the ground.
As you collapse forward, your knees hit the ground, and the world around you ripples and fluxes, and you find yourself kneeling in front of a large woman. She has a bright smile and is carrying a silver trident in one hand.
The Crit Show is a Critshow Studios production, edited and produced by Brandon Wentz with music by Jake Purley. You can find more information about us at thecritshowpodcast.com. To keep up to date with upcoming live shows, contests, and other special events, follow us at The Crit Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For even more weekly content, join us at patreon.com/thecritShow.